like to start today by expressing my heartfelt condolences to the family of the late Officer Senric Jan Lionel Carolina. Officer Carolina was a very dedicated to his duty, and as he served for many years in various capacities within the Justice Ministry. He recently celebrated 30 years, and coincidentally, the Jubileum payment was on my desk. I saw it yesterday, and it was there from last week. I would like to express my heartfelt condolences to the family once again in these trying times, and my cabinet will be working along with the Corps of St. Martin to discuss how we move forward with the Thanksgiving ceremony and how we can make it really something for the family to remember this great officer by. I would like to thank him for his service here publicly. As you all may know, last week I spent a few days in Antigua defending the island in relation to the CFATF laws at the conference. And the delegation traveled on the 25th of November to Antigua for the plenary session. The delegation represented by St. Martin was headed by me, along with the SG, somebody from Legal Affairs of the Judicial Affairs, and Ms. Licha Stella of the Mott, Mr. Vijay Yusha from Legal Affairs. St. Martin was issued a public statement because the lack of compliance and lack of adhering to certain recommendations. I would like to state, though, for the record, that St. Martin was able to pass 11 laws within 6 years, which is record. And all in all, we have completed 90% of the recommendations that were given to us. 2 of the last laws that were passed were published officially on November 20th. However, unfortunately, they were not considered before giving us a public statement because the Secretariat stated that they did not have enough time to evaluate the laws. And one thing that I noticed is that they have an issue understanding our status within the kingdom, whereas certain uniform laws that are passed here have to be passed in Curacao and Aruba as well as for it to be published. Hence the reason why we have to explain, and we spent an hour back and forth. Nevertheless, we did not receive any countermeasures for now, but we have the deadline to get our stuff organized by May. I would like to say a special thank you to the team because we worked effortlessly in trying to dialogue with the Secretariat in order of terms of moving forward. We even established that every month there will be a video conference between the Legal Affairs and the Secretariat in order to work on the recommendations. And this, I believe, is a very important step. I also initiated talks with the SG to start up a commission in order to deal with these particular recommendations in order to avoid any further consequences for the country. And you will be hearing more in the days to come where that is concerned. Upon my arrival last week, Friday, back to St. Martin, I drove straight from the airport right here to meet with the unions, the NAPB, the WICSU, and the APFO. And we discussed the issue that's going on with the payments of the police officers. My colleague mentioned, one of the coalition members mentioned it in Parliament the other day. What was done by the former Minister of Finance/Justice was purely a political stunt with no substance to it. But regardless to the fact, I have always been very vocal about the fact that our law enforcement officers across the board be given what is rightfully due to them. Hence the reason that I am dedicated to work towards it. I even heard out in that meeting that they are under the assumption that it's not a priority for me. And I was a bit taken aback by that, but nevertheless, rumors can spread. Hence the reason I want to show this picture here from November 8, 2018. That's me, a member of Parliament, Duran, in the meeting with the union from since then. So this is not new to me. Many individuals might jump on the bandwagon now, but I am fully committed. Hence the reason I take my job as Justice Minister very serious in order to get this issue resolved for the police. So rest assured, not only the police, because the immigration officers might feel away. The immigration officers, the police, the prison guards, every single department within the Ministry of Justice has my full attention, so no worries where that is concerned. I was also, upon my first week of going into office, I visited the Point Blanche prison and I had a talk with the inmates. As you may know, that since October 23rd of this year, there has been a strike going on in the prison. This is the longest strike in the history of St. Martin in terms of the prison. I was able to dialogue with the inmates, reach some sort of common grounds, discuss what they wanted. I relayed this message to the director. I went up on Sunday, hand-deliver a letter of commitment from the government in regards to some of the issues that they wanted addressed. We were able to stop the strike. They are now back to work. They had an incident the other day, but that has been resolved in the meanwhile. And I also had a meeting with the staff yesterday. I want to also emphasize and let the staff of the Point Blanche prison know, those that weren't able to make it yesterday, that this has my full attention and you do not have to worry, because whether it be a short interim period, I will spend this time trying to fix what we can fix in the short term. Lastly, I would like to congratulate and wish my replacement Minister of VSR much strength, and also draw reference to a memo that I put together in which she will divulge more into it. We had a meeting as well in terms of points, let's say, for instance, the shelters, the disabled, and different things that I started up, and I got the full commitment from my colleague minister that she will continue with it. And I would also like to address briefly the issue that was taking place and started to live a life of its own in regards to the Dr. J Foundation and the people that live there. There was a letter that was issued to them in order to motivate them to move forward, which the foundation explained as well. And I gave the public my word as then Minister of VSR that nobody will be put on the street, and I maintain that word, and I remain to reiterate the fact that it won't happen. And we will seek solutions as a government to continue and make sure that these things are happening.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
As we all are aware of, our country's general election slated for January 9, 2020, thus giving the present government a very short period to materialize some of its planned initiatives. However, as the saying goes, where there's a will, there is a way. And for this reason, as minister, I take this opportunity to highlight some of the initiatives that the Ministry of TIAT would be embarking on within this very short period. The promotion of agriculture activities within our schools. The ministry has contacted a number of schools that are currently involved in agriculture activities to grant support to the initiative that will further enhance their school feeding programs and showcase the importance and relevance of agriculture for which our ministry is responsible. We envision this initiative to continue into the year 2020 and beyond, and we will be involving other agricultural stakeholders in our community. Promoting innovation and green initiatives for our SMEs, our small to medium enterprises, the ministry will develop a grant project to support new and existing businesses. This project with a time frame to be defined. Considering the current needs of our SMEs and still to be defined enterprise project under the NRPB, the ministry intends to allocate a sum of 200,000 guilders as a grant to be dispersed on a demand-driven basis to assist at least 20 SMEs businesses. This will be a maximum of 10,000 guilders per business. Of course, these businesses will have to meet certain criteria, which will involve, but not limited to, innovative application, job potential, exporting potential, and minimum impact on environment. The setting up of the Business Development Center. During my previous tenure as Minister of TIAT, my cabinet started the process to establish a Business Development Center that would cater to the needs of new and existing businesses and investors. The ministry views the existence of this entity as the vehicle to empower entrepreneurs to establish, develop, and grow their businesses. The improvement of the taxi stands. As a ministry responsible for the transport sector as well, we will be looking towards the improvement of some of our taxi facilities to enable them to comfortably and effectively execute their tasks and tendering better service to our visitors, and especially for the upcoming Christmas season. The ministry will also be collaborating with the Ministry of Fromi to reorganize and reopen the vending booths in the Simpson Bay area. We consider this an avenue for our local business entrepreneurs to capitalize on the present Christmas season that has already started, and also that our locals and tourists who would have another local Christmas spot for their entertainment. Though this initiative, we will ensure the proper utilities, restrooms are provided for the safety and cleanliness of the area. At the same time, an efficient control mechanism will be applied for the well-being and for all who congregate in the area and for the permanent residents in the Simpson Bay area as well. Even though the season has already started, the ministry intends to collaborate as well with other ministries and stakeholders to decorate the Phillipsburg and Boardwalk areas in an effect to enhance, beautify, and bring the festive feelings during the holiday season. We encourage business owners, residents in the Phillipsburg area, and in fact throughout the entire island to follow suit likewise. I know this is a short time to propose these different initiatives, and they may seem a bit ambitious, but not to be completed, and I emphasize that with determination, they will be achievable. There are a few other initiatives that we as a Ministry of TIAT would like to also bring forward to the public and assist in. And as time go by and the other public meetings, not public meetings, press briefings, we will devour the additional information.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-login.
Chairman, just for clarity's sake, I know part of the question was answered, but there was a part that wasn't answered. And the question is, the World Bank loan amount was initially 50 million, and now it is 71 million, including 21 million in liquidity. It goes on to say, support to satisfy the bondholders' liquidity concerns. The part that wasn't answered is this part. Will the World Bank provide a total grant of 71 million to SMG upon signing of these agreements, or will the grant only be for 50 million? Clarifications. And also I would like to go on. Just for the record, Mr. Chairman, MP Christophe Emmanuel is not in agreement with the Dutch CFO. I am not in agreement with it. So not as much as it is being said here, that because I support this government, that means I support this. No, I heard the Prime Minister made mention that if not all, but most of us agreed to continue or go on with agreements, not MP Emmanuel, Mr. Chairman. Because it doesn't matter how it looks. If the cake don't taste good 3 months ago, you can't come now and put a cherry on it today and expect it to taste good today. And it's the same cake. So I just want to let that know, because when a foundation is built and the built crumbling, you don't want to go and talk about how you're going to fix inside. You break it all down and you build a brand new one, strengthen it, and strengthen it back up strong. You don't go designing inside on how it's going to look when you know the foundation was built on sand. I mean, we all know the memory verse. You don't build no foundation on sand. You build it on solid rock. And this foundation is not built on solid rock. So I'm not concerned about how the interior is going to look, whether you're going to put sheetrock or cement board and all kind of thing. The hurricane can still blow it out. You're going to build a foundation, you build it strong. I am not in favor of it. So I just want the record to be set straight. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Two questions through you, Mr. Chair. In the response to the question with regards to the legal agreements, the Honorable Prime Minister indicated that there were 5 legal agreements, if I were not mistaken. But according to the presentation overview that we received, there were only 4. So I would like to know which one was the 5th one. And also, as the Honorable Prime Minister indicated who the signatories were, I wasn't able to follow that in her presentation as it was in the presentation that was given to us through the legal counsel of the NRPB on Friday. Another point of clarification, Mr. Chairman, is that with regards to the corporate governance conditions, and particularly the task force. I just wanted to know what is the function, what is the work that the task force is required to do. If we could get an outline of the work functioning of the task force, and how far is the task force now with the work that they embarked upon. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
MP Smith, just to clarify, I'm not sure if that last one was a new question. I might have missed your earlier question in that regard. If it is a new question, the Prime Minister would have to answer that in the second round.
Oh, okay.
Understood? Thank you. Is it a new question? I interpreted your last point as a new question rather than a clarification. And if it is such, then you would have to pose that question in the second round.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, there was mention about the corporate governance task force in the initial, but the work of the task force was not mentioned. So maybe I will bring it in the second question, in the second round.
That even though people would say that the situation is not what it used to be, we are still very, very thankful for the way the bingo is going to go this year, because we've been able to get some beautiful prizes. People, as you know, we always play for overloaded baskets, etc. As a matter of fact, I just completed putting everything together pertaining to the games and pertaining to what prizes we will play for. Yeah. Now, we have had such good results pertaining to the prizes that I've been busy all morning really trying to get things together. This year we have some very, very interesting airline tickets, people. Airline tickets. So I know you like to come for your bingo basket and thing, but what about you winning a ticket to Paris? What about you winning 2 round-trip tickets to Trinidad? What about you winning a trip to Dominican Republic? What about you winning a trip to Dominica? What about one to Tortola? What about one to Aruba, Curacao, or Bonaire? So those are the prizes that we really, that are very interesting, I must say. Also, besides that, we have quite a few also hotel stays. Weekend for 2, weekend for 1, etc., hotel stays at various of our top hotels here at St. Martin. And that is besides, of course, the baskets that will be overloaded with ham and turkey and all the Christmas goodies, So I can tell people this year you're getting a real good bingo, because for me to put together, all the games and for us to finish in time, I had a very difficult task, because my committee, the fundraising committee told me, listen, we want to start at 8 and we must finish at 12. Because last year we went all the way to 1:30, and that should not be. Yeah, we must finish, because what happened is people after a while, they start to lose the interest, and some of them will even get up and leave. So that's why this year we are really emphasizing to everyone, please come on time. Yeah, because of course, when you get a crowd coming, everyone has to present their ticket, get a card, bingo card to go and play. So that takes a lot of time. And that's why we're telling everybody that come early so that you can get a seat, come early that you can get, your card and you can sit down to play bingo. We're going to be having some nice entertainment by Dow and the Steel Band, the Ebony Steel Band, I must say, that are going to be played for us a half an hour, before the bingo starts. I'd be very grateful to Dow for this because, we always support Dow also whenever what he does. So he wants to give back, to the Lions. And we appreciate it so very much that he wants to do so and entertain the folks with the steel band, etc. And of course, we, as we have it in the village, in the festival village, we have several booths there. You have several booths in the village. So where food is concerned is not a problem because the village now has quite a few booths that are selling food. So we don't have to worry about food, and drinks, etc. So, but it's going to be a lovely evening. The tickets are going like hot bread, as the old people say, and so I advise everybody to come and get your tickets because it's really, really and truly going to be a lovely bingo this year. Well, all the others have been very good, and what I want to emphasize on really is that, and I think that's also the reason why people support the Lions Bingo, because they know, and that I want to explain to people, and that's a rule, that is a law in the Lions organization, that every fund, all the funds that you raise, you must put it back in the community. So you must do projects for the community with the money that you raise. We cannot use the money to run the club. And that's why the members have to pay the dues, and the dues maintains the club. Whatever we need to do, whatever. But the money that we raise from the community must go right back into the community.